Hello and welcome to my game dev log. Today I'm going to be talking about my game Svarog. It is a game that I'm prototyping out on Pico 8. It's a game that I've been wanting to build for quite a while, and so I just kind of want to show off what it looks like. It is I think like the first game that I started programming in Pico 8. Pico 8 is like a fantasy game console, so it's not a real game console, but it has the constraints of like I guess an NES. It's an 8-bit console. It has a full game development environment, so it's kind of supposed to be like a prototype style game development environment / console runner. And you can export it to HTML5 as well, which is pretty nice. But as you can kind of see, the code is looking kind of crappy. I didn't know a lot of things, and so I put a lot of things in the global space, and I didn't know you could do maps. What do you call it? I guess a map or an object. So all of the player data has like really generic names and it's on the global level, so that's not ideal. And then we're always diving into those global variables. But so far it's, I think it'll be fine. Outside of that, I have a really neat function for collisions. I think they're actually inaccurate right now because they assume the player takes up, the player does take up all of the space, or most of the space. Alright, that's fine. So the player takes up basically all the space. That's fine. So, so I can move the player around. I have collisions whenever they collide into a map with a flag of the first flag, they advance to the next level. Second flag, they go up a level. And third level teleportation. I really want to show that off. So I kind of like worked pretty hard on this. It has pixel perfect collision. Well, as pixel perfect as you make it. I think one of the things about my sprite here, unfortunately, is that here it's not entirely accurate on the side. You see that? So can't really do that. I've been mainly working on making the sprites better. I made a sprite for the boss. I changed the sprite for the stairs a little bit. I changed the sprite for the second set of stairs that go the other way. I created an extra level. So Pico 8 allows you to do all these things within the fantasy console, even make music, which I hope to do one day. I'll get to the music at some point. So let's go ahead and run the game so I can kind of show off all the cool stuff about it. So you can see the animation of the legs. It looks kind of silly, and the character is not moving super fast. The reason that character was jumping back is because they went onto the teleporter. And let's see. Oh, character can't go through there. So the problem. This is one of the problems with pixel perfect collision. The tile is actually exactly the size of the space between those two tiles. So we need to actually change that in the map. Let me do that. See, it's exactly a tile. So if you don't allow your character exactly that amount of pixels, they're not going to be able to get through. So there. Let's make it this kind of grass and some shadows. All right. Yeah, and that's how easy it is to work in Pico 8, by the way. So let's go here. We're going to go down the stairs. We have a couple of enemies. I don't have combat or AI of any kind working right now, and as you can see, the level design is not perfect either, just because of the character, not being... yeah, you can walk through the enemies. But yeah, it's... it can't go through there, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to change that and fix a few things. But this is the game so far. I wanted to have the first level to be like this really simple cave with a couple of enemies, especially for the prototype. The second level I want it to be completely different. This is supposed to be closer to what... I mean, I'll be honest, this game is heavily inspired by Diablo 1. Let's go ahead and run it again, where you start in the main town and you have to go to the church and go through the catacombs all the way through hell. That's kind of the idea here, is that you have your main town. Obviously this is a prototype, so I could only fit 2 houses. I'll probably make a map where you can fit more houses to the side, in a different part of the map. And I wanted to have a shopkeeper right here, on a stand, so that when you teleport back, you can quickly drop off your items. I'll probably make a sprite for the shopkeeper so that we get a little bit more of that atmosphere. I'm pretty happy with most of the sprites that I've drawn. The grass looks nice to me. I like the heavier grass and lighter grass and the grass with the shadows. It all looks neat to me. So this is the first cave. It's supposed to be kind of like really easy, just get you started with combat. We have the second cave, or the second level. This is supposed to be similar to, I think it's his name is Horizon. He's like a wizard in Diablo 2, and he had like this. There's a level where it's like a sanctuary, and it's got a starry field and like these solid walkways that kind of float through the space. I wanted this to be like more of like you're in space, or not in space, but you're like in this weird darkness, and I don't know, maybe some animations in the back would be cool. So you kind of have to like find your way through it to the doors. Like, am I going the right way? Can I go this way? Can I keep going this way? Luckily, if you kind of look directly at the tiles, and I've been staring at them for a while, you'll notice that they're not all random. Whenever you have the tiles that are just a dot, you can walk on them. So it's actually pretty easy to get to the next level. But I wanted to have like something that's a little bit more complicated like that. Then this is supposed to be an example of a level where you get to, and it's still ruins of like some old civilization, including that has the teleporter. And story-wise, the teleporter is not supposed to work until you activate the first one, and they would like trigger a cutscene, but not in the prototype. But it should trigger like a cutscene and be like, oh wow, you've awakened the ancient power or something. Now I'm kind of realizing that isn't that like what happens in Breath of the Wild whenever you activate a tower? The first one, like, oh, these towers haven't existed, and all of a sudden you can teleport everywhere. Okay, same idea. Let's teleport back. Cool. So I can drop off my stuff, and it remembers where I was. And I'm back. So, yeah, that's supposed to demonstrate the gameplay a little bit. I'm thinking that maybe I'll have a couple of enemies here, but like a low level, so that you don't... Like, when you get to a safe spot, you should really feel like you're safe, but I don't want this to be an entirely safe spot, because... this is your safe spot. So one of the key things I wanted to make happen in this game, and I don't think it's going to be part of the prototype, is that you'll have like your own house and your own area where you can live, and it's going to be in the caves, but the caves are supposed to be illuminated, so that, like, strangely illuminated on this level, so that you can actually farm and craft and do all kinds of stuff. So this is what it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be your house, fully customizable. And yeah, it's something I wanted to do. And another part of the game that I really wanted to make happen is that once you clear off the first boss or whatever, all of these areas that had enemies will have, maybe we'll still have the enemies, but I wanted to have like real people coming down here being like, oh, you've like, you know, cleared out the caves so far. Actually, I'll probably just want to get rid of the enemies altogether and just have people set up shops and stuff like that in all the different levels. So it'd be pretty cool if, you know, once you clear out the first final boss, that here with the teleporter people start moving in, and you'd have shops and stuff, so you can, you know, you can visit them and whatever. Anyway, so this is supposed to be your level, like a secret area for yourself, and then we have the big boss. So the big boss, I'm trying to kind of model after the butcher in Diablo 1 or after the smith in Diablo 2. It doesn't really look like it, but I just have a limited palette, and on top of that, I'm not that great with art. I think this looks like a decent boss. If this boss is like running after you, you really want to get out. I'm not sure about the layout of this specific level. I reused a lot of the previous tiles, keeping with the cave theme, and actually reusing the tiles from that starry field as, like, I don't know, more open areas. I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel like there's enough space to actually fight. So I was thinking of like maybe barriers or something. I don't know, but you defeat the boss, and notice there's no way to get out. So that's another thing that I want to do is, you know, you drop into the boss level, you can't get out, and then I just need to have, you know, stairs down and up show up, I don't know, here, so you can go up and down. It kind of sucks for demos because, like, you can't get out of here. You can't teleport out. Get me out. I'm stuck. Anyways. Yeah, so the next thing is going to be probably combat, and then I'll probably be done, and I'll probably want to rewrite the entire thing just because it's It's spaghetti code, that's what it is. Whoops. Like the collision system, I'm happy with it. You know, you're moving and you're updating. You're checking out left, you're checking out right. I'm not dealing with the velocity or physics system in this game. I don't think that would make sense. So yeah. So I'm just kind of like working on that right now. The collision, like colliding things together, has been pretty easy. It's a lot of copy paste. Notice that I'm using this function here, boolean or val. I'm getting all of the flags, and we're basically saying that if the sum of the bit flags is 0, meaning no flags are set, just return false, so that we can evaluate it and say that there are no collisions. Otherwise, if there's a single flag set, that means that we collided, and we need to just return that yes, we collided, and that yes, x, y, that our coordinates are the same as before, and then return the list of bit flags. So I don't know. I'm actually happy with this little sheet, but not happy with everything else. Anyway, that's it for my update. I'm gonna keep working on this game. Hopefully, once I get the combat done, I'll be able to move on to writing this a lot better. Thanks for listening.